So the first one is Chris Watts.
What?
Chris Watts.
Oh my God, don't pull me down.
You know, people say things like, I hope that person gets what they deserve. But what exactly is it that Chris Watts deserves after what he did to his family? Featuring J.D. Delay. I love this guy.
Fast in, and then the car just stopped working. I don't know what's going on.
For real? Well, you're going to have to tell him about how excited you are that Chris Watts is afraid for his life, that because I got to go take care of this. And don't you guys worry. You're in good hands. He's awesome.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Good to see y'all today, man. I know that it's Saturday. I know that it's beautiful out. I know that we're probably not going to get a lot of people in here. I really didn't plan on doing a live today, family, but I saw this headline that made me incredibly happy. And when something makes me happy, I want to share it with the people that I love. That means you. I'm talking about you right now. So look. This made me incredibly stoked. I already knew this, but it's cool to get some verification and everything because, you know, some states do weird stuff and sometimes people fly under the radar and weird stuff happens, you know, like look at what's happening with the Parkland school kid, man. This is confirmation of everything that I know to be true about prison, man. And I haven't done prison time in every state, but I've done jail time in Florida. I've done prison time in Oregon. I've done jail time in multiple different places in Oregon. And there's one theme that's common. People don't like people who hurt women and children. Hold up 1 second real quick here. Yo, a general degenerate, thank you so much, family. I appreciate you. Big love to you, man. Elon Tusk, good evening to you too. Hell yeah, I appreciate it. Hey, so I just read this article and it made me so incredibly stoked. I just want you guys to hear this headline and how beautiful this is, okay? It says, Chris Watts, who murdered wife and smothered his little girls as they begged for mercy.
Save me, Mommy.
I saved you. You're right here. You're safe. He's not going to get you. He's not a mean monster. See, Abominable.
Save me.
I'm right here.
Lives in fear of his fellow inmates because they want to kill him. That's exactly what people want to do in prison to somebody who hurts women and children. We want to kill them. Now, a lot of times people make it through their sentences and they get out because here's the thing. A lot of people in prison, the majority of them are not in there for life. And even if you are in there for life, in a lot of states, if you kill someone while you're already in prison, you end up with the death penalty. And the death penalty, that means you're dead. So there are still consequences even if you're a lifer. But a lot of these dudes get the most miserable time of their life. And a lot of them don't make it out. Look what happened to Dahmer. There's tons of times that you can point to where inmates took inmate justice into their own hands and they ended somebody. A lot of times what happens is they end up just going through their entire sentence, getting beat on, getting humiliated, getting like the worst type of treatment you can possibly imagine. So Chris Watts is in a hell of his own making as he serves a life sentence. Now, it was my understanding he got 5 life sentences plus 48 years on top of that. It says, so he's in Wisconsin. Now, I don't know much about Wisconsin. And if there's any Wisconsin folk out there, I'm not trying to smut Wisconsin at all whatsoever. I just don't know. I've never heard anything about it. I don't know if y'all's prisons are hard or not. So when I heard Wisconsin, I'm like, he might slide there. I don't know how it is there. Apparently that's not the case because he's already been attacked. But what they're saying here is that he hardly talks to anyone. Instead, he chooses to read his Bible. So let me just tell you right now, a lot of these dudes that are predators, they 1000% turn to the Bible. Now, I'm not bashing Christians, like good Christians and everything, but I'm going to tell you this. We have a saying in prison. It's not everyone in church is a chomo, but all chomos go to church. And people who killed their family, they're immediately like, the Bible and Christians, they accept everybody. I can just say I'm sorry and repent, and then I'm saved. So you can understand why they have that appeal there. So this dude has done one of those very cliche things. He went to jail, he went to prison, and immediately he found God. So, until the light takes us, would you cover the Elliot Rodgers story? I will do, man. Absolutely. So, yeah, he's done that. The Post has spoken to 3 people who've had contact with the killer behind bars, and they all say he lives a sedentary... Jax, what is sedentary?
Like, you're just sitting around, basically?
Just sitting around lifestyle, has gained significant weight and has lost most of his hair. So that's wild to me, because also another thing that we know is there's a lot of women that write Chris Watts. There's a lot of chicks out there writing this dude who literally murdered his pregnant wife and then his kids and buried them at a job site. And women are like, that's for me. I can fix him. No, you can't. Stop that. Bad. Stop. He has these female pen pals, but he's in there and he's gained a bunch of weight and lost his hair, and he probably looks like a fat hairless cat now. So, that's about what I would expect, because he can't get exercise. If he goes out to the yard, if he goes anywhere, he's going to get attacked. He might get killed, and he knows that. So he's sitting in his cell, sitting up on the bunk, hoping nobody comes in, reading his Bible. That's what this dude's life looks like for the rest of it. Bo Morrison said, I don't have much, but I'm working on 10 years clean and believe in this type of content. Yo, Bo, I'm so damn proud of you, man. Look at you getting that big decade. Big love and respect, man. Hell yeah, I'm proud of you, dog. Kristen Lafort said, these women are just as sick. Yo, that's what I'm saying, sis. And by the way, I love you, sis. I appreciate you. But, you can't fix that, man. There's no way to fix someone like that, dude. And I don't understand why women get involved. You know what I'm saying? He's in there forever anyway. So why even write this walking piece of human filth, bro? He did that to his babies, dog.
Ready, set?
Go.
Ready, set?
Go.
Literally what you need to understand about Chris Watts, he had sex with his wife, who was pregnant with his child, already had 2 of his other kids. And then he looked her in the eye, told her he didn't love her anymore because he was having an affair with somebody else. Then he strangled her to death with his bare hands. And then he killed his kids.
She wanted me to save her. She's attached. I'm right here.
And women are still writing this dude.
Huh? I see picture. Say cheese. Aw.
It's completely beyond me. A lot of guys would like to get their hands on him. Eddie Neves, who spent a year at the prison alongside Watts, he killed 2 little girls who didn't do nothing to deserve it. He's the lowest of the low at Dodge Prison. A lot of people want to get their revenge for those girls.
Right?
Daddy.
She is a hot mess.
And that's what I'm telling you about convicts, man. Convicts, everybody in prison did something that we messed up, bro. Everybody who's in prison did something messed up to the point where a judge and the society decided that they had to be off the streets for the safety of other people. My crimes, I stole cars. That's why I went to prison. I ruined people's whole situation, bro. You know what I'm saying? Imagine walking out your front door, getting ready to go to work to be able to take care of your family, and your car's not there, bro. You can lose your job. You wouldn't be able to take your family where they needed to go. And people work hard for their shit. I never want to diminish what my crimes were, but a lot of people in there, we all know we did bad shit. That's why we're there. But when it comes to people who hurt kids or hurt women, we take that real personal in there. And so that's why people want to kill Chris Watts. And if I was in prison with Chris Watts, I'd be looking for him every single day too.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, you guys are so cute. Does Cece have the baby?
Yeah.
Hi. Is that the baby? Well, don't hurt it. Hi.
You have a new one.
Manly 1979 said, what do you think happened to Sarah Boone, aka Suitcase Sarah, in prison if she's convicted? She went through 8 lawyers, and now the judge says must go pro se. Look, if you are representing yourself in a court, you're going to get screwed. There's no reason to ever represent yourself. You should never do that. She's cooked, bro. She's 1000% cooked. Now, I don't know what state she's in right offhand, but I know that women in prison aren't as violent as men are in prison. I don't know exactly how that's going to go. See, I have this weird thing. I've never been in a woman's prison, so I can't speak with experience on that, unfortunately. Ashley said, hi, JD. Glad Chris Watts is living miserable life on the inside. Also, I baked a cookie on my dashboard today. Damn, this heat ain't playing. Send big love to you and Mama Jackson the pups. We love you, Ashley. Yeah, it's about 100 degrees here. We went on a walk down by the river just to get out of the house for a little bit. And Jax kept accusing me of trying to kill her. I would never. I'm not Chris Watts. Ben Brooks, thank you so much for the support. Love you, homie. And Canucks fan 94. I'm not familiar with the medical term, but there's a documented disorder in some women that they are helplessly attracted to men like this. A famous example is Bonnie and Clyde. I get that, like the whole Harley Quinn thing. Like, you know, how there's like a bunch of chicks that simp for the Joker, even though he's a terribly abusive dude. And they're like, I'm Harley Quinn and he's my Joker. No, like he's a dude with a Monster energy drink logo tattooed on his face. His name's Kyle and he punches holes in drywall. You can't fix him either, sis. Move on to the next one. But yeah, I completely believe that would be an actual medical thing because there's something going on there. So, let's see.
Therapy would help.
Neves, the dude who did a year locked up with Watts, said they protected him at Dodge prison. If the guards weren't around 24/7, everyone would take a swing at him. Those sentiments are echoed by Watts' former cellmate from 2018 to 2020, who said that Watts is often in danger behind bars. He's an outcast, said Dylan Tallman. Now, here's my thing. If you lived in the same cell as this dude and you had access to be able to mash this dude out of existence and you didn't, you're a punk's punk from Punxsutawney, bro. Like, you need all your shit pulled. You need all your shit checked. There's something incredibly wrong with you if you celled up with this dude. Here's the thing, in prison, if you cell up with a pee-pee toucher or a diaper bandit or a baby murderer, you are just as bad if you don't handle that dude. You can't be living with freaks in there. Living with freaks is a no-go, homie. So I'm gonna read what this dude Dylan Tallman said, but just keep in mind, this dude, in my opinion, is just as bad because he ain't did nothing to the dude. He's an outcast who worked on, blah, 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 blah. When people found out that his victims were 2 little girls, they wanted to kill him. He had nowhere else to turn. I think I was his only friend. This dude claims to be his friend. You're a piece of shit, sir. Birds of a feather flock together. Chomos, rapists, punks, and rats, they're the only ones who have those types of people's backs. So this dude, in my opinion, is a confirmed weirdo. But he also said every day he thinks about what he did. He has photos of the girls and he prays for forgiveness every day.
Where is he?
I see.
Where's Chris?
Daddy.
He should not be allowed to have photos of his fucking victims. Are you out of your mind? What world do we live in? Where this dude gets to kill his babies and his wife, and they allow him to have pictures of them in the fucking prison. Get out, bro. Get out. What are we doing here? Why is this dude allowed to have pictures of the kids that he killed? That pissed me off. However, Watts has a bunch of pen pals, mostly women, from his cellie. Confirmed. At times when he would talk about the murders, his eyes would turn so black. his one-time pen pal, Sherilyn Cadle, told Inside Edition, yeah, so you knew you were talking to a psycho. You knew you was writing a psycho. You knew you was going in there to visit a psycho. You knew that he did that to his wife. He chose to marry this woman. He chose to build a life with this woman. He chose to have children with this woman. She rode out at his side. He was not only cheating on her behind her back, punk ass, but he also ended up killing her and then killed the kids. That's the most insane thing I've ever heard, man. S. Pyle said, when I wore my MPAA hat, I get a ton of compliments. Yo, S. Pyle, that's awesome, man. I do too. I love these hats. For anybody who doesn't know, I make these little hats. They make people that should be uncomfortable. It says make pedophiles afraid again. We got them in the classic red. We got them in the hunter orange and camouflage. I also have some of these. We've got a bunch of new colors too, so go check it out. It's all at convictclothing.net. Lego Master, thank you so much. So I want to dive in here a little deeper. He would just get a different look on his face, and he talked about it so nonchalantly, like going down to get a cup of coffee. He's a sociopath, bro. He's a sociopath. The only thing that he is upset about is the fact that he got caught. Period. He's effed in the head, added Neves. When you're in prison with a lot of guys who did really bad things, but you're still considered the worst person there, you're just evil. That is what I'm talking about right there. There's a difference between people who have trauma, who, substance abuse, people who did, dumb shit, bro, people who made bad decisions and had a bad problem, you know what I'm saying? And they did some bad shit. There's a difference between that and somebody who is actually legitimately evil. Chris Watts is absolutely, legitimately evil. And I don't think anybody can deny that, knowing what his charges were, knowing what he did, knowing that he has no real problem with it. He's just he's a waste of a human being, bro. So they're saying that he lives every day in fear. He's already been attacked, which put some money on their books. Those dudes deserve it. Ohio Trucker 1 said, just know when he goes to hell, old school gangsters will be waiting. He has nothing coming. They will make him pay for every single second. Yeah, man. And this dude is going to live probably for the rest of his entire existence in a PC isolated situation, which if any of you guys have ever locked yourself in a closet for 48 years plus 5 life sentences, you would know what that's like. I mean, I've spent significant time in the hole. It is miserable. It is absolutely miserable. But the prison knows he'll get killed if they put him anywhere else. So that's where he's stuck for now.
What do you want? Do you want another brother or sister?
Sister.
You want another sister? As this one's flying off the couch? Do you want a brother or a sister?
Sister.
You want a little sister?
Yeah.
You want to be a big sister?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Yay! You did it!
Good job, Bella. Like now you just want to get down all the time, huh? Now you just want to get down all the time? You're good.
Good job! Yay!
Good job, Bella. Good job.
You did it! Good job! You just want us to praise you.
I think it's the outfit. She can just slide down.
Good job, baby.
Good job, Bella.
She likes the praises.
Oh yeah. She's like clap
Now
for
go
me.
up.
She's like clap for me.
No, you gotta go up first. You gotta go up first, silly. You gotta go up. You gotta go up more than one stair. No, go up.
Go up. Yeah.
I love you, sweetheart. No, what do you gotta do down here?
Now this is the confusing part, Bella. You gotta turn around. Turn around.